Hello and good evening. We've taken a little bit of a break. Well, a little bit or a lot, depending on how much free time you generally have. But we are back, and in the short time that I've been away, a lot has happened, including the formation of a new clan. So, it's good for me because I get to interview more people. And I guess it's good for Warbandman as well, since he has a new clan now. So Warbandman, he who is our guest, leader of Kingdom of Hongard. I hope that's the right pronunciation. Mr. Warband, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so that is the right pronunciation, and I'm sure most of your viewers probably already know who I am. We are usually co-hosts, but it's funny, this show has taken a turn, and now I'm the guest somehow. But yeah, I have formed my own clan, Kingdom of Hongard, and there's a lot of information. I'm going to tell you about it, but I'll let Lamai ask the questions.
All right. Okay, so we do have a standard kind of format that we go through here, but as always, if you have questions or comments, we can address them. So first of all, the background information, which shouldn't be too hard to bring to memory, considering it's what would you say, probably only a few weeks, few months old. So I guess we'll start there. How and when was the KOHD formed?
All right, so let me tell you. We
Please do.
were originally founded on the 14th of May, 2025, so about 3 months ago, as the county of Hongard. We were an in game clan. We had probably like 20 people in the in game clan, 30 people maybe. No, more like 20. We're just a small community playing on public servers. I was recruiting on the public servers, and I was tired of there not being any captain clans except for TAW, and I wanted to start my own one. So that's exactly what I did. I just, started small and recruited people, got some friends involved.
That's I guess, a true grassroots campaign there. That's true. I don't know a lot of other clans that play captain as like a main thing. I know a lot of big clans have a certain section of people that play captain. But would you say that there's any thirst for more things to go into as like a main activity for your clan, or will it always be founded on the captain game mode?
Well, all of our players are captain players, or almost all of them have been recruited from captain. Many of them prefer captain over anything. But with that being said, most of them also want to play other stuff as well. So we do meddle into a lot of different game modes. But I haven't told you everything about the founding
Okay.
of the clan. So let me tell you, we merged into VK, Valandia Kingdom, um, about 2 or 3 weeks after forming. We got an offer from the leader of VK because we at that point we had like 30 people in our Discord, and so they made us a barony. I was a baron, a leader in VK, and there was also another condition was that if I got 60 people in their Discord, they were gonna upgrade us to a county, which is quite important because you know I was basically from that point on I was grinding, recruiting people all the time, spending so many hours. Sometimes it's very difficult to recruit people on Bannerlord, especially because of the small player population. You have revolving door of like a lot of the same players. You keep running into the same people, and sometimes they don't want to join you. So I spent a lot of time and effort recruiting people. Finally, I exceeded 60 people, and I was told that, in fact, no, they weren't going to upgrade us to a county because they wanted to change the way their clan was run, and they wanted there to basically only be one count, and it wasn't going to be me. So at that point, on top of various other things that I was experiencing in that clan, I just didn't feel like it was really a chill environment. So I decided that we're going to leave. And I'm proud to say that 95% of the people who I had recruited left VK. There was one or two who stayed, but yeah. So we left VK on July 22nd, 2025. So we have, been, and we formed ourselves again as the Kingdom of Hongard. And so we've been like that for, a little over 2 weeks. And we've just been growing since then.
So you went from count to baron to king. So that's like it's a big turn of fortune, kind of like CK3.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you mentioned that you had around 30-ish people, and then you went to VK, and then you got what, 30-ish more, and then you left, and you've been growing ever since then. How many people would you say is the player base of KOHD around now?
Well, we have 90 people in the Discord. Not all of those are legit players, but we have almost 40 people in the in-game clan. So that's pretty good. And
Very good.
we're growing.
Yes, I think
Um,
you've had a. I mean, I know that you have at least get-togethers every day. I played an event with y'all last week, or I think it was sometime this week maybe, and you had like a good 10, 12 people, if I remember correctly.
yeah, we consistently get like at least 8 people on.
Very good.
Sometimes 10, 12 people. It depends, but we got a lot of enthusiasm. A lot of these big older clans, they'll get on for like a big event or something. They'll be able to muster like maybe 20, 30 guys, but they've got like 1,000 people in their Discord or something. You know, so but for us, we have like 90 people in our Discord. We can muster like 10, 15 people. So the ratio is a lot better.
Ratio's a lot
And I
better.
hope to keep it that way.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see how that maintains, or if it grows. You know, maybe we'll get more NA clans that can attend these like bigger events. And it'd be great if, because I mean, we talked about in other episodes how we could get people from the more casual side into like the actual event team based community of Bannerlords. So, I mean, if you're taking people from just solo or captain small group things and bringing them into the larger scene, that would be wonderful. The next question is, and I think you addressed it a little bit, is does KOHD have a more normal or unique way of getting new players? Do you still mainly rely on just hopping in captain modes and taking people from there?
Well, let me tell you, I won't tell you all of our recruiting methods because I don't want to, you know,
Of
give the
course,
secrets away.
trade
But
secrets, yeah.
uh, we do have probably, I'd say, our main way of recruiting people is just coming into contact with them on the servers. I think that's fair to say. Although we have other growing ways of recruiting people.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if these mysterious methods are more efficient than the average. And this is a good way to do it as a small clan, a new one, particularly one that's has a media presence, right? Because you put out, I think you yourself and KOHD have a YouTube channel, if I'm correct, both of which are in the
Yeah, that's
description.
right. I had so many guys who, we have so much talent in the clan. Like, a lot of people have jobs that are somehow related to computers, or they're studying something and they all, want to contribute something. So like we have a lot of people who want to get involved with the media side of promoting the clan, and we're just getting started with that.
Wonderful. Okay. So the next section here is about the games you play and the events you play. So I'll start off with asking, um, besides Captain, the game mode, what other events do you play in as a team?
Okay, so I'll get started with a more laid back event we do. Sometimes we do full invasion. We usually do Lord of the Rings. Well, we've only done Lord of the Rings full invasion, but we will probably try out, all kinds of full invasion events. Um, a lot of our guys are new to PvP. It's a good way of getting them to get more, you know, block attack practice, and you know, it's sort of like a gateway into PvP. Maybe that's what I'm hoping for. And we've the big event that we do is the Bloodhold event every Friday. We've done it twice. We were on the winning team twice, so we've got 100% win rate so far, and hopefully we can keep it that way.
So you have the full invasion, skirmish, HRBH, and the event that I merked for y'all in was the
Well,
it was an
we have
HCA one,
not
right?
played. Yeah, that was like the first time they were doing it. I think that was like a miniature battle kind of native, no mods. That was fun, but we've not played skirmish mostly because we don't have a skirmish server at the moment. So, oh, while we're on the topic, we do have two captain servers, and we have a lot of people who are so enthusiastic that they want to host a server, you know, and they actually requested to host a server. So
So
maybe we
so you
will
have
get a
two
skirmish server.
independent captain servers.
Yep, it's hosted by two different people.
That's wonderful. Yeah, we know that's not cheap, so it's also a very altruistic thing to sacrifice for the community.
Yeah, I have to thank them. I mean, one of them was actually already a server that existed before, and the other one was just a very enthusiastic player who I've known for a long time. He wanted to help us out, and so I said, "Yeah, sure."
Good stuff. Okay. Um, so let's see. Do you have any other games that you play together outside of Bannerlord? Like as a community, do you play maybe like Paradox games, Total War, etc., etc.?
Well, we've only been around in our current form for like 2 weeks. We do have a lot of common interests in the games, we've been discussing, but we haven't actually gotten all on a different game, or to my knowledge, people haven't gotten together to play a different game yet.
Okay.
Um, some of the games we may play, maybe Minecraft, maybe some like Mordhau and uh, you know, Chivalry, perhaps, or maybe some of the Paradox interactive games as well. A
Chivalry
lot
is
of people,
nice. Yeah, I noticed
a
a
lot of
while
people.
ago that you had Minecraft on your like on your Discord. It'll tell you like what your friends are playing, and I was very surprised at that. It kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I don't really play Minecraft very often, but I like construction. I like construction games, and um, I don't know. Minecraft has a special place in my heart because I played it a lot when I was younger,
Me too.
and I like building things. And it's just a creative outlet. Sometimes it's nice to have something like that.
It certainly is. Yeah. Okay, so um, as far as the way that KOHD is operated, what would you say is like the structure of it? Is it like a typical hierarchical um clan? or does it have any special operations to it or special roles that you employ with your players?
So I wanted to make it as, you know, hands on for people as I could. I didn't want it to be like, like people. I want people to feel like they have some ownership in the clan. So I made it so that there's various, and I also we appreciate like the role play element as well. So basically, I'm running it like as if it was like a kingdom in CK3. That's sort of the best way I can describe it. Like we have barons. Um, barons are like the leaders of the houses. They can rank up to count or duke if they get enough people. We have the prince, who's or and the princess. We also have a princess, uh, who's actually a real woman. So the princesses are like the server hosts, and I just decided that if you're gonna host a server for us and you're not getting anything, you didn't ask for anything in return. I think that deserves a special title, so I gave it to them. And then we have, of course, the lower ranks, starting at a knight castellan, which is like sort of like a not a baron, but like sort of like an honorary role, but also like like if we need somebody to do something, like they're a veteran member, they're often good at the game, they have a little bit of responsibility, but not very much. Then from there, there's the knight. There's the knight bachelor, which is like a younger version of a knight who's like still in training. And we have the vavassor, which is a word which means like vassal. It's like a kind of like a you know not quite a knight, but still somewhere around there. And then we have the squire, and then the entry level rank is the page. And we do promotions based on attendance. So if you attended an event, you'll get promoted. Right now, you get promoted. Every event you go to, you get promoted until you reach knight, and then you just stay there until you do something special for us or you recruit some couple of people. Uh, so, but I plan on changing the promotion policy a little bit to make it a little bit more difficult to rank up so fast, because people have been coming to the events so often that
You're running out of
you know
ranks.
yeah, exactly.
Do you plan to add more or like complexify the rank structure a little bit?
I might throw in one or two extra ranks, but I don't want to make it overly complicated. Right now there's 11, technically like 11 ranks.
Gotcha.
Oh, I should also mention we have special roles, which are like, you know, we have the chamberlain, chancellor, marshal, constable, steward, just like in CK3. And they're like sort of like the staff, kind of, in a way.
Are
Like
those like your
they're like,
personal counselors as the leader?
yeah, they're like counselors, but they're also like, if I want something to get done, I'll just like assign them like like give them a job or a responsibility. Like this is what you're gonna like. Not strictly, you know. It's not like each one strictly has. I try to keep it as you know accurate to role play as possible, but sometimes it doesn't exactly fit in with what they would normally do. But I just give them a job to do.
Makes sense. It's a lot more than some other clans do. Lots of the roles are just cosmetic, nothing else. Um, okay. So, as a clan, who would you say is your biggest ally and biggest rival? Now, we can guess and assume who the biggest rival is. Who? Let's start off with your biggest ally.
Well, I would say probably our biggest ally is probably House Cedarfall, because they reached out to us and they were the first people to establish diplomatic relations with us, and they, you know, were just very nice to us. So I'll just put it at that. And we have other people we've been in communication with. Um, it remains to be seen exactly who our biggest ally is going to be, because obviously the allies are usually mostly based off of what goes on during persistent Bannerlord. Because I mean, what else do you need an ally for, really?
Yep.
It's not like you're gonna
Yeah, unless you're like
ally
playing
yourself.
other games together, or like
Yeah,
supporting each other, whatever.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Biggest rival, you know that VK. They declared war on us. It's not our choice. They're trying to pick a fight with a much smaller clan because they're salty that we left them, and they're very salty that you know the leader of VK thought that, oh, he's gonna leave and I'm gonna take all his guys. But it didn't work out that way, so he's a little bit salty.
So, if you're in the KOHD server, there's quite a few letters that have been, and this is kind of a tangent, but there's some letters that have been exchanged back and forth. There are some questions I want to ask on that, but before we do, we will clarify because it is a topic often mentioned on this show that all of this beef, well, most of the beef, the significant part of it is our roleplay, not IRL. Just to clarify that, is that correct?
Honestly, um,
Like, there's no like actual
like
bad blood or like hatred between you and VK and
I
your stuff.
I can't I can't speak on his part, but I don't have bad blood with them. I don't know what you know. I figured that they're probably a little bit annoyed, but you know, he still has me as a Steam friend, so I don't know. I can't really, I can't say one way or the other.
Okay.
But
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a good sign if anything. Now, as far as the I hope you don't mind me telling, but if people are in the KOHD server or join later, they'll be able to see that there have been like letters like kind of a cordial nightly discourse between well, less cordial, more just nightly discourse between Hongard and VK. And the first question I wanted to ask is what AI do you use to make those? Because they're actually very good in terms of like quality and like visual.
okay, so I was using Chat GPT. I don't know what he was using.
Does it do images now? I thought it only did text.
It does images, yeah.
It does image. Is that like is that a paid version or is it free?
No, it's free,
It's
but
free now.
the images have like a 25% chance of having some cursed part of it. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
so you sometimes have to run it a couple of times.
Yes, I think because I've noticed that there is a lot of like character images, letters, like visuals that are spread around nowadays, and they all have kind of a similar like theme style. Like you can tell that they were made by the same AI, and I was wondering what it was because I didn't know ChatGPT could do images now. I'm an old guy, but it's good to know. And now other people can probably hop in on that now that they know it's free and mostly accurate to about 80%. So this next question is this war? Have there been terms kind of bandied back and forth, or has everything that is given and received been out in public in your chats
We haven't heard anything from them in a while.
in a while?
You
Okay.
know, I think they're waiting. They were defeated twice in the Bloodhole event. They're probably not very happy, I would imagine, especially if they No, they probably do. They probably know that we've been growing one way or another. They probably know, but I would imagine that they're not very happy with the way things have been going. They're probably waiting for persistent Bannerlords come out so that maybe they can try to reclaim their glory. But last time they played, I was playing with them, and that didn't work very well. So we're going to see how it's going to go this time.
Yes,
But
we
I
will.
can say that we do have a dedicated chancellor, and so I think that we will prevail through the power of alliances.
Through the power of alliances, indeed. Um, so I think there is a new PB that's Game of Thrones themed. I wanna ask you about that, but that's probably gonna take up some time. So I'll ask it after this question because it's the last one in this section. So this question shortly before is what is Kingdom of Hongard's greatest achievement so far? You're kind of new. You're quite fresh in the game, but it's mile by mile, step by step. So of the steps that you've taken so far, which one is your most proud as a team?
I'd say that's a hard one, but I'd say there's a couple of different things I could say, but I will say that probably our proudest moment was beating VK in the Bloodhold battle event the first time we ever played because it was just so unexpected and due to the fact that many of our players don't do PvP. Like they don't play skirmish. They just showed up to the event first time ever. We had like 10 guys, and we did pretty darn well. So there's that. There's also you know all of the enthusiasm and work that people have been putting in. You know, it's just been across the board very impressive, and especially the generosity of our server hosts has been just wonderful.
Awesome. And just a minor question off of that. Was this like did y'all like find a spot off in the distance and 1v1 as clans, or was this like just kind of the you on different teams and the different teams won? Because if I'll play devil's advocate here, the HRBH events, they have lots of different teams and a whole bunch of players, and they
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
even it out. So I don't know if a lot of people would be receptive to the just being on another team when there's so many other people contributing to the victories. What would you say to that?
I would say you have a point, but on the other hand, we did beat them twice in a row. So we were part of the winning. We were part of the winning team. Like so we contributed to the win. Um, Obviously, we probably weren't the main part of the winning team, so not least of which because we had less numbers than most clans. But it's our first event, or it's first time going to the event as a clan, first and second time. So I think that's pretty good, regardless of you know the fact that there are other clans fighting on each side. And uh, we actually, we killed a couple of UK people. Um, whenever someone did it, they call it out. I personally killed you myself.
Oh, okay. We have a lot of people in the comments. Thank you all for commenting. Um, Especially we have Jeremis. Love that guy. Jeremis says there will be a tourney ground in the new PBNA map. I'd like to see the clan leaders dueling their differences in there. Do you ever intend to put that on as like a cinematic or a what do you call it? Like a theatrical display of the clan leaders duking it out 1v1.
Well, I'd say maybe if I dedicate myself to Bannerlord and I start training for hours, maybe I'd do it. Or maybe if uh you know maybe if it's I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
I'll
see.
keep you in.
Yes, well,
But
I know that persistent Bannerlord sequences, we'll call it like that, or cycles, as some people refer to them. They don't last a terribly long amount of time, but they last at least long enough to get some good clips in. So maybe we will be blessed to see that in this upcoming cycle, which I personally am excited for. I've seen some screenshots. I think there's a YouTube video promoting it now, but I haven't done too much research on that. Also, Jeremus asks, do you stream your captain events, or do you put out content based on the things you do as a team?
Well, I've personally been having some audio problems. I would love to, you know, make some more videos for my channel, but I have to fix my audio problem first. We have people who are recording, snippets, and we're in the process of putting together some videos. So you'll be able to see that on the Kingdom of Hongard YouTube channel. Streaming, um, I don't know, maybe, but we'll see.
Yeah, streaming is pretty intense. I thought I had a good computer. My computer is actually kind of old now, but I have a relatively good computer, and streaming takes a lot out of mine, even if every other tab is closed and applications are all set to like minimal or something like that. It's
Yeah, I
surprising
could
how
I
much it
could
takes.
stream for you. I could stream for you, but you wouldn't like the results.
Okay, yeah, that's a good summary of it. Okay. So what we'll go on to the that new PB that's coming out. Have y'all seen anything in particular, or do y'all have any preparations, or is there any considerations with KOHD that we should know with regard to the new PB that's coming out? PBGOT?
Well, there's not much that I can get into. That's some kind of classified. Is the best way to put it.
Okay,
Like
we
I'm not
understand.
not going to drop info on that on the stream, but you will find out in good time because I think it's releasing pretty soon. I think in like on the 15th. I've heard.
15th. Okay, that's sooner than I thought. Well, we will pray for the success of the launch, and hopefully it continues on. I know that there will be a shit ton of people
I
who
could be
purchase Bannerlord just
I
to
could
play that.
I could be wrong about that. They might be doing another test on the 15th, but I thought that they said the 15th. I mean, it is kind of high time that they released it. They've been talking about it forever.
Yes, are the developers known? Because this was the map at least. Um, stumbled upon a VC with some people who are developing it, but I don't want to drop any names if it's not public. But it's good people.
I don't know who the developer, or maybe I did, but I forgot who they were.
Okay,
I know who the community manager is, though.
is it still Getty?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well he at least has experience. Okay, so moving on from that, we'll see the preparations that KOHD is planning when it comes to the fruition. Um, moving on then, and this is a question that you personally ask a lot. It's usually your section. What reasons keep you playing Bannerlord even when it's unpleasant?
You know, whenever I ask that question, I'm always like, do I really have to ask this? Because it's not the best question. But yeah, like I don't know, like to be honest, my answer would probably be there's just been so much enthusiasm about this plan from everybody who's in it. Um, I just I've been doing like an event almost every day because people just keep coming back and they're enjoying themselves, and it just makes me feel very good to have people come on the server, and everybody's having a good time chilling, and having some laughs, learning some captain. It's just a fun time, and we haven't really had any bad things. The only bad thing that we've had is some rude letters from VK. That's kind of it.
And they are, yes, rude and also very funny. The letters that have been sent back and forth. I'm surprised you didn't put them in the. I know you put the declaration in there, but I would definitely. I think the community would love to look and laugh at the exchanges by mail. Um, but yes, it's a quite common answer to that question, as you know. Just the community, the boys, particularly the clan, that they enjoy themselves. And since we mostly talk here with clan leaders, it's generally the sense of fulfillment from like leadership and the fact that people, not fully, but in a sense, in a minor sense, kind of depend on you to keep leading them and giving them stuff to do, that they enjoy. So that's very nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, well, actually, I'll give you an add-on to that question because your name, obviously, Warbandman. You've played Warband, and I think you've been playing Bannerlord for quite a while. So you've been around for a long enough time to where, a normal person would have gotten bored. Do you ever get bored with Bannerlord outside of, the team aspect and the working together in the community? Like, do you ever kind of not wish you play something else, but do you ever feel a little bit burnt out?
To be honest with you, not really, because I don't know. It's just the fact that like it's kind of like like if you're doing like a I don't know like if you're somebody who always goes to the gym and you do that, you don't really get bored of it. Like it's just like something that you do because the thing about Bannerlord is that there's so many. I guess there's like infinite different things you can do, and for the combat, like different timings and such, and like it's like when you drive down the road, it's different every time. There's like different cars on the road every time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not like you're doing the exact same thing every time.
that's true.
So in that way, it's it's kind of different every day in a way.
That's a
But
that's a good
in
perspective.
another
I
in
haven't
a much
actually heard
more
that
real
before.
sense, it is kind of the same thing. But yeah, I don't get bored with it very much,
Well,
especially with having a community of people who all enjoy doing it, and it's really more of the teamwork that makes it more interesting, and that's really pronounced with captain mode because you can do a maneuver and then like somebody messes it up and it's funny because like they're like, why were you on the other side of the map, what were you doing, what were you thinking? And then other times it's like everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do, and it just feels so good when a plan comes together.
it does. Yeah. And I think that's very pronounced, even when in the community events like HRBH or some of the EU events where each team has a commander. There's never two rounds that are the same. When I used to command, it was the most fun, when everyone did what they were supposed to, and you have a plan at the beginning, you go to the plan, and then you actually do it. There's like a dopamine rush there.
Yeah, yeah. Like the best thing I can say to that would be like when we were in one of the events, we were maneuvering our unit, and this was the first time where we were feeling comfortable enough to actually sort of do a maneuver ourselves. So we saw all these archers on the hill, and there was another group with us, like another two small clan groups. So it was like maybe 30 people, and then the main body of infantry was like on the far right, and we're like, our group was like, let's push up this hill, let's push these archers, and we did that, and we actually caught them and like basically slaughtered them. Meanwhile, the main infantry fight, they were outnumbered, but they were able to hold the line long enough for us to kill all the archers, and we won the round, and it just felt really good.
Yeah, yeah, it does feel good to help, and especially like those unexpected rounds where you want to do one thing and then you get pulled into something else, but you do it so right that it's like it's just perfect. It's better than what you even planned to do. Those are particularly gems of rounds. Okay. So next question. What overall goal are you leading your team toward? Is it more game focused or community focused?
Okay, so the overall goal probably just to, you know, grow and have as much fun as possible, and like try new things out. Form tighter bonds with the members of the clan by playing maybe different games, different game modes. Um, as I said, we're not the most skilled melee combat fighters. Some of us, we have a couple of pretty good ones though. So you VK people better watch out. But um, yeah, so we're more focused on just having fun.
Yes, that's yeah, I've noticed that. Your people are very receptive to jokes. When I was merking for you, I told some jokes that weren't even that funny, but they got some laughs. So y'all have big hearts, and you're willing to flatter my terrible jokes. So that's appreciable.
Yeah, the people of Hongard are good people.
Okay, let's see. Are there any projects that your clan is currently soon to release or working on outside of the
Yeah.
the the captain servers that you're currently doing? Maybe if there's plans to upgrade those or work those into something like a bigger system or something like that. But other than that, is there any uh big things that you're going to soon be um doing?
Yeah, we have a couple of things that we've spoken about, started messing around with. We uh we want to create our own armor pack for the Bloodhold mod, and we have the skill and expertise, luckily, within our group that we could get it done. Um, but we just started doing that, so we'll see how that pans out. We also, obviously, the captain server is a big thing. We have people working on that, balancing it, making it, you know, the best it can possibly be. And um, we play full invasion. Not really a project, but kind of like, we're just looking for like new stuff to do. You know, it's like the persistent banner lords. We're gonna get into that. Um, but we're more of a captain group. We've thought about hosting a skirmish server. We we possibly might do that. There's a lot of things we could do.
A lot of things you could do. Yes, and we will see. We'll see what that potential turns into. Okay, so next question, and these are the final two, I suppose, before we wrap up. How do you think the NA community can be improved and extended into the people who only play single player? And I guess we'll expand that to how do you think it can be improved and extended to anyone who wants to play multiplayer Bannerlord?
I have the perfect answer for that. So I think the best way to do that would be to get people who only play single player aware of captain mode, because captain mode is very similar to single player in a lot of ways. Like you're using commands to move bots around the map. It's kind of almost the same thing. So I think that would be the probably the best way to get single player people into Bannerlord multiplayer would be somehow, you know, I don't know. It's impossible for them to see the multiplayer option on the launcher, I guess. But It still shocks me how people are not aware. How can you not be aware that there's a multiplayer when if you launch the launcher, you can see single player next to multiplayer? I guess they just never really
Yeah,
looked at it
it's the
or
fine print. It's a small text. It's a different color. You can't blame them. I mean, I was like that for about a year or so, so I can't blame these people. But it is true. Um, it is true. If you see single player, then it does imply that there is a multiplayer option. I will say that.
it's also right next to it as well. So, but
Indeed.
like I've spoken to people who actually didn't know that multiplayer was an option. And I was thinking like, how?
How?
How
Yeah.
could you?
Well, I mean, one part of it is that there's the majority of content, and if you look at like the content creators, the content itself, like the number of videos, the length of videos, and also the I guess the amount of viewers of Bannerlord content, it's all probably like 96 to 99% single player focused, which kind of sucks, but that's what we're trying to do is increase the ratio in our favor a little bit more.
Yeah, even if you had like 50% of players playing multiplayer, 50% playing single player, you would have maybe 500,000 players on multiplayer.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if we're ready for that. But yeah,
We
that would
should
be
be.
awesome.
We should be.
No, no, I mean what I mean to say is I don't know if Tail Worlds is ready for that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true. I don't know. I think we've hashed out Tail Worlds' relationship with the multiplayer community for long enough. It's uh,
Yeah.
it's a pretty known
Well, just
concept.
one quick
Of
thing.
course, yeah.
The other day I was trying to get into like a skirmish or a captain. No, it's like we were queuing for captain because we wanted to see it, try it out, and it put us in two different games. Like it literally, like there was like a couple of us, and instead of putting us in the same game, it just like made two different games. So instead of having a 2v2, we had like two 1v1s. I was I was just astonished.
Astonished is the right word. Astonished is the right word. Okay, well, Mr. Warbandman, what are your final words to the new players, the average players, and the other clan leaders? Now that you're a clan leader yourself, you've been promoted in a sense. We'll start with the your message to new players.
My message to new players is go join Hongard. No, but like try captain mode out, try all the modes out, see what you like. Um, don't overlook any of the game modes because you know, uh, some people get hooked on one game mode, they never even bother to try captain or siege or you know, and you're just missing out if you don't do it.
It's true. Yep. I mean the styles of fighting too. Like you'll see, not only will you see a lot of different people and their styles of fighting, but you'll also get a little bit more of a sense of how to work as a team to complete an objective. Because I know like there's a lot of people in like multiplayer events, like me, who only play multiplayer events. Like they don't really play the public servers as often as I do now, but and even rarely at that. But doing siege, battle, skirmish, captain, like all of those, very very good way of learning. Okay. So
Yeah,
what is your message to the average player, the everyday Joe?
join Hongard. uh, Average player, you know, I would also advise you to try, you know, try the mods for Bannerlord, try Persistent Bannerlord, try Full Invasion, try Bannerlord Online. If you feel bored with the game, there's lots of different things you can do. You don't have to just play the same native skirmish match over and over and get killed every time. You can try different things. Try dual server, etc.
Awesome. Duels too. Yeah, I forgot that was a mode. Yeah, duels are also pretty nice
That's
if you
what
can survive.
that'll that's something dual server will probably increase your blocking ability more than anything else, I think.
Indeed. Okay, so what is Warbandman your message to the other clan leaders of multiplayer in A?
You watch out for Hongard, we're coming for you. No, it's like we're happy to have joined the ranks of clan leaders, and we hope that we can play you in captain or see you on the battlefield in the Bloodhold event or any other event that may come into existence. And we're excited for Persistent Bannerlord. We're gonna forge a lot of strong alliances and hopefully take over the map.
Hopefully take over the map. Um, do you ever play the Atria events?
Uh, I didn't know that was still running. Is it?
I believe so. I haven't played one. I think I merked for OM in one of those like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago or a couple months ago. I don't know, but I think they do run it. I think.
Well, I would certainly like to. I mean, um, I would need more information about it, of course.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. I'll ask around. Actually, I'll ask around, and if I know anyone with info, or if I get if I get anything, and then I'll send it to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. We'll keep going for a couple of minutes to give people time to ask their own questions. If anyone in the comments has their own questions for Mr. Warbandman here, feel free to ask. And after that, then we will conclude. But until then, is there anything Warbandman that you would like to say to the audience or tell the audience or anything like that?
One guard. That's our
Hongard.
war cry. Um, to everybody in Hongard, I want to see you at the Friday battle event. We got to win again, 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Keeping track. You know what would be interesting? Well, there's a lot of clans that have been around for too long to do this, but since you're brand new, it would be interesting to start the trend of like having a channel in your Discord where you have all the events that you go to, and then mark how many times you've been on the winning and losing team for those events. Because I've wanted to. I was playing around with making a little project to track the winning and losing sides and the teams and stuff for different events over different dates, but I'm not that great at computers or Google Sheets, so I had to eventually scrap it. But since y'all are kind of small scale, a little bit new, it would be a great place to test out, keeping track of those statistics.
Well, I haven't been keeping track of much, only that we've won. So I can tell you, if we lose next time, you'll know. If we
Definitely.
win, you'll know. So yeah, I mean, like, well, we sort of every time we've won so far, we've had an announcement celebrating it. So it will be kind of you know ingrained into the server as a record of some kind.
As yes, okay. Well, you're keeping track somehow. All right, and doesn't look like we'll have any commenter questions, but I will plug the links in the description. There's a whole lot of links in the description, personally curated by me. We have the Discords. I think Hongard has a Discord. I don't know if I put the Discord link. I don't even know if it's public. Is it a public server? Your clan server?
That's a good question. Um at the moment, I don't think so.
Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't put it in there then. Maybe one day, or maybe if there's a. Well, I know your YouTube channel Discord server is in there, I think. Also, his Discord link and X or Twitter. I don't want to call it X. It's Twitter. Also, the Order of Whispers Discord server. Make sure to join that and talk to people and say hi. That is one from the lovely and awesome Amelstead, big community guy, and a survey. I make surveys for each episode. So if you want to make your thoughts and opinions known, or if you want to recommend topics or recommend guests or whatever, anything that you want to say, you can say. And it also gives me a nice statistics for the people that watch and stuff like that. So yes, there's all the stuff in the description and a little bit more as well. Hopefully, you can read through that and use of it what you will. Warbandman, I thank you for talking with me.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show and giving me the opportunity to promote the Kingdom of Hongard.
Yes, and I have some videos coming out on my channel that are in the pipeline, and as I do more streams and videos, I wouldn't say like I'm fully back yet. I don't really play a lot of games like I used to, but the more that I stream and do videos, the more that we will be public, and the more that you will get to see KOHD in the clips or the kill feed, hopefully on the right side of the kill feed.
Yeah.
uh, so yes, there we go. I love you, commenters. I love you, viewers, watchers, Bannerlord community, and I will see you later. Good night.